friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Tuesday, January 31st, 2023, and I'm here for my January update. Thank you to everyone who is checking me out today, either new or returning. I really appreciate you clicking on me today. The lighting is a little weird today. It is dark and rainy and gross, and so I kind of tried to create the best lighting situation that I could. I have my stitching lamp behind me, so at least hopefully the stitching can look good today. But I wanted to get this out because it's the last day of January and it's my January update. So, and we're traveling this weekend, so I wanted to get this out to you all. So January, what have we done this month? This month dragged on a little bit. So I'm in medical school if you're new here, and this month was my family medicine rotation, which was a great learning experience. I really enjoyed, the learning that I had, but it definitely confirmed that I want to work with kids and be in the pediatrics departments over the adult departments. So it was close to here, so it was a nice commute. I could come let Tanky out, at lunchtime. So it was a good experience, but I definitely missed the kiddos. My last rotation in December was with babies, and I was like, I just missed working with the babies. So that ended last week, and then I've started my next rotation, which is a little bit of a break, sort of. It's our mandatory research month. So I'm part of a research project through my medical school, and this month is going to be dedicated to kind of writing for that. I have to write a case report on one of our participants by the end of the month. So it's and I don't have to go anywhere for it. I can do it all here. So I get to spend the days with Tinky again. It's going to be like back when first and second year studying at home with him. So it's going to be a nice kind of break from the norm. Definitely still have a lot to do every day. So I still have to study for my board exams and, write the thing. So it's not going to be, full vacation, but, I can kind of do things on my own time and not have to fit it around a normal schedule. So it'll be kind of a nice break, because then after this, it is go hard till the end of June. So, so looking forward to having kind of a nice month. And we're actually using this month to travel a little bit. So this weekend, my husband and I are going to Cincinnati. Well, sort of, we're going to Ohio. I will be going to Cincinnati for all of Saturday. We're visiting one of his best friends, who's his best man in the wedding. He's a vet student in Columbus, Ohio. So he and his wife live there. And so we're going to visit them. And then I'm taking some side adventures while we're there. So I'm spending all day Saturday in Cincinnati, which will mostly be at Keepsakes, of course. So super excited, out of my mind excited to get back to Cincinnati. It's been a long time in my mind. Last time I was there was September of 2021. So it's been well over a year. And I miss everyone there so much. So really excited about that. So this past month I've been kind of preparing for that, thinking about what I'm going to be taking, if I need to stitch anything by the time I get there. And then this month, my mom actually came to visit for a weekend, which is a lot of fun. David had a training he had to go to that crossed over a weekend. And so my mom came up for that weekend. She brought Liberty, the female husky. And so it was kind of a girls' weekend. And we just had a great time. We went to the winery, we went to different restaurants. She stitched while I studied. It was a great weekend. So watched a lot of reality TV shows. She had never seen Love is Blind, so I got her on that first season. And then she got me on Love at First Flight. So yes, we had a great, my dad was very happy that we got that out of her system, he says. But I think she took it home and watched it. So sorry, Dad. So it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And then David came back, and yeah, it's kind of been just normal life, a lot of studying, a lot of stitching. So Tanky's doing great, and not really a whole lot. UGA won the national championship at the beginning of this month, so go Dogs, huge, very excited about that. It feels like forever ago. I almost forgot about it because it feels like that was months ago at this point. But yeah, so UGA won the national championships. That was a big deal. And I mean, the game on New Year's Eve was, I felt like the craziest game. So yeah, so we had a good month, and ready to move on to February. So I have quite a bit of stitching to show you. I did participate in Brrringo this month. I did not get a blackout. I got 7, but I did not get a blackout. I did not do anything out of a magazine, which was 2 of the prompts. I just didn't have anything kind of ready to go to be able to jump on that. And then I didn't get to one of my whips. That was 2 of the other prompts. So I got 7. So I have that to show you. And then I am taking a lot to keepsakes. So Barbara is my go-to finisher. She always does the most absolutely wonderful job. So I have quite a few things that I'm taking to her. So I thought I would kind of show you what I'm taking to and what I want it to be finished on. Because they're not gonna all come back at the same time. Like I'm not gonna have her like, I'm gonna give her different deadlines for them. So she's not like, she doesn't have to have them all done at the same time. So I thought I'd show you all now. And then as they come back in, you know, you can see what the final product looks like. And then I have some plans. So, and I do have a sharing at the end of the video. I've seen on a couple of FlossTubers that there's a hacker going around. I have not been a victim of that yet. I was of the Instagram one, but I have not yet of the YouTube one. So the 2 words, I think it was 2 needles pulling thread, Kathy and Missy, they were saying it's sharing and, oh, what was the other one? The other word that they were using. It wasn't winner, it was something else. So my sharing will be happening at the end of the video. And to that point too, if like I know EJ and Sheila were talking about on Sunshine Stitchers, like if someone's asking you for, that looks like me, that's asking for your, to submit your address somewhere, like don't do it. I have you send me your address if you win something. So I never like ask you to put it somewhere. I give you my email address and you send it to me. So yeah, don't fall for it, hopefully. You know, if it looks suspicious, it probably is. So yeah, so hopefully that won't happen on this channel at least, but you know, better safe than sorry. So yeah, and then I think that's at least the preamble. Not a whole lot else kind of going on right now. Things are kind of out of order, so I'm just kind of gonna go for it. The most recent one that I've been working on is Hibiscus Arrangement 1 from Artecy. And so I'll put the picture here. And then this is where I'm at. So last time you saw it, the flower was not quite done yet, and this leaf wasn't there. This leaf was fully done. So I finished the flower and finished this leaf. It's the part of the leaf. I love this so much. This is on 32 count wave pool from Colour&Cotton. And I'm stitching it with the called for DMCs. I think I'm like at 6% done, like not very far. This pattern is, it's so much fun to work on. I just love working on it. So I'm actually thinking about making this my 25/7. So, cause I have like projects that I plan to work on. Like there's one project I want to finish and one that's my seasonal Sundays. But this month, like David still has to get up super early for his job. So I get up with him because like once the house is awake, you know, I'm awake, Tank's awake, he's awake, lights are on, blenders are blending. So I'm up. But I'm not quite ready to like jump into studying at 5 a.m. So what I've been doing just yesterday and today is I've been working on this in the morning. And so while I'm drinking my coffee and waking up, and then by the time the coffee's, that's also when I've been watching FlossTube. So when the coffee's done and he's gone for work, I'm awake enough to like get studying. So I'm thinking this is gonna be my morning project. I know Candy of 614 Stitcher talks about having her coffee project. I think this is gonna be my morning coffee project. I just love it. And it helps too, it's so cold and rainy and gross here, and it just dream of beaches. Tropical beaches. I have a beach close to me, but it's not tropical. Okay, and then my seasonal Sunday stitch this month was Seasons and Lace Winter by Jan Hicks Creates. So I'll put the project here. And then this is where I got to. So I got this part in. This is also just so much fun to stitch these blues. This is on 56 count antique lace. And yes, it is even hard for me sometimes to stitch on. Like 56 count, you gotta really, really focus. I'm trying to get it to get off my face. And it was also part of Brrringo. So between Brrringo and Seasonal Sunday, I was able to get this part done. I think I'm at 19% done. And my year-long goal for this project is 25% done, which I was hoping to do, but I got distracted and I only worked on this, I think 1 or 2 Sundays. So I think I'm gonna be keeping this out to work on at some point, you know, throughout this year, to get to that 25% mark. So I'm not giving up on it yet. So yeah. I love it. And then this was also on my Brrringo board. Oh my gosh, it's so close. So this is Patchwork Quaker by Sitckideen van der Wienberg. And this is where I got to. I got the page finish and more. Well, I'm well into page 6 now, which is the last page. And believe it or not, there's only 2 motifs left, but that's how big they are, that they fill that entire corner, even though there's only 2. So that's it fully. This is on 40 count platinum. I'm gonna bring it up close. So I got this motif in, these 2, and I think I finished this one down here since last time. So yeah, so 2 motifs fill this entire. Here, I'll put the pattern up here. You can see what's left. So this is my focus for April to finish. So I'm hoping within April I can get those, the whole month I can get those 2 motifs in. So I'm probably gonna, this is probably gonna go away until then, but here it is again. I love it. I'm so excited to have this one done. I started this in May of 2020, so I am excited to cross that off. And then the only finish that I can show you this month, that thanks to Brrringo, I got this done. This was on my Brrringo board 14 times, so it was almost half of the prompts was this one project. And that is Love. And then I'm gonna put the cover photo here so you can kind of compare. This is from Stitches Lover's Shop on Etsy, and I did change it quite a bit. It's on 40 count raw. I kind of inversed it, where I made the fabric darker and the words white, and then I changed the font for their names and the colors. And I made the colors this is a toile $6.99, which I don't know if it's really gonna, yeah, you can kind of see the sparkly. I originally wanted the letters to be white étoile, and I tried that and it would not show up. You could not see the white étoile. So I changed it to be 5200 and then made their names in étoile. I'm gonna try again, yeah. And then put their date in the middle color. So yeah, I really had a lot of fun stitching this. I'm actually thinking about stitching this again for David and I, but not putting our info, like just having that as like a ornament or, you know, little, just, I don't know, it's just like a really, just cute like that. And it really did not take very long. I think it's 1600 stitches. So it really, once you get into a groove, and their names, like this part was a lot of it. So if you're just doing the top part, but yeah, it was great. I enjoyed working on it. Looks really good. That will come back out shortly. And then this is my new start, and this was fully influenced by Laura at Stitching by the Shore. She showed hers, and I had already bought this, but she showed hers, and I was like, oh, I want to start it. So this actually replaced seasonal Seasons in Lace Winter for a couple of Sundays because I loved working on it. This is Winter Gnome 2. Sorry if you can hear Tanky snoring. He's on his bed right here snoring, sleeping. Winter Gnome 2. And I'll put the cover photo here so you can see kind of what it'll look like. This is on 46 count flax. And I am just in love with this gnome. I love working, I'm calling it a her. I don't know, she reminds me of like her braids and everything. I just love her. It's like what I would wish to look like as a gnome. So, I love her. I think the colors are looking so good. I will say that the photo on the front of like the main photo that shows all three together on the Etsy store, not representative of the true colors. That is much brighter and more like neon-y. If you actually click on the listing and go down a few of the photos, it'll show the gnomes individually, and that's what I'm showing you here. That's more representative of what the colors actually look like. Which isn't far different, but if you were wanting those like bright neon colors, that's not what's called for. So you would have to maybe do a conversion if that's what you were wanting. But I think it looks great. I'm not complaining. I just want to set expectations because I noticed that too with the Christmas ones, because I bought the Christmas ones too a while ago, and the reds are not like, it's just not the same. It's close, but it's just not as bright and, you know, neon. So I just love her. So it was really hard to put this one away. I don't know when it'll come back out. This one, if I can finish Seasons in Lace Winter, my goal on that, then this one will come back out. But yeah. So that was actually all of my stitching this month that I can share. So that was everything that I've worked on. The other two things will eventually get shown, just not yet. And then my plans. So for February, or for every month, I have a project that I am, a project that I am planning to finish, that I want to get finished in that month, like Patchwork Quaker, I want to get finished in April. So for February, my get finished project is Forever and Ever Amen from Etsy. And I started this on our anniversary last June, and on 40 count fabric from Steel City Stitchers that Barbara actually gifted us for our wedding. And I got to 50% last year. So here's where I'm at. Oh, it's so good. So I'm kind of like doing the inverse again, where I'm doing white on a darker fabric. So I got Forever, and then most of and then just gotta get Ever and Amen. And come up closer. She had, in her note, because we got married and honeymooned in the Florida Keys. And so in her note for this fabric, she had said it reminded her of the Florida Keys water, and she is absolutely correct. This is Florida Keys water. And so it seemed right to put an anniversary piece on there for our wedding. So yes, by the end of February, I hope to have this done. It won't look exactly like the cover photo because I didn't leave myself enough margin on the top to have that, but I didn't want to, like, this is double this, like the fabric is double. I just folded it to make it easier to show you. I just didn't want to use this whole piece of fabric for that. I want to save the at least almost half of it for something else. So, because it's Steel City Stitches, it's like all of their fabrics is a one of a kind, I believe. So yeah, one more time. So yeah, that's where my starting place is for February. Hope to have it done. And then my seasonal Sunday stitch for February is Celebrate Winter by Madame Chantilly. I started this with Evelyn from Evelyn Across the Pond. Oh gosh, when did we start? Was that 2021 that we started that? Yeah, I guess it was February of 2021. Right? Yeah. I think so. Doesn't matter. It was started when it came out, and this is as far as I've gotten. It's on 40 count water green linen. This is all I have. My goal for the year on this is to finish the outline of the tray and then to finish one of the trays. All of the motifs on one of the trays. So I got a lot to go. I don't know if that goal will get done in February, but I at least by the end of February, I at least hope to have the outline of the tray done. So get that third tier in and the stand. I hope to at least get that part done in February. And then like maybe in Christmas or next winter, I can, in like December or something, I can get the tray in, the motifs in. So we'll see. But that's where that one is. And then my other plan / haul, I've made the decision to restart 2 of my whips. And thankfully neither of them were super far along, but when we have whips for longer periods of time, you know, our tastes and our styles, you know, can change. And mine definitely has since I started these 2. Well, since I started one of them, and then the other one is just, it was a quick decision. But anyway, what am I talking about? So first one is, I talked about this on my last video. Let's talk stitching. I started this on New Year's Eve 2021 as part of the 12 by 12, and I started it on this aqua fabric, which is really pretty. It's one, you know, it's a version of my favorite color. Thought it was gonna look great. Last year, all I got done were these 3 X's. It's looking great. You know, I'm happy with it. And then this year, I started on the hoop with the white. And I just don't feel like the white shows up enough. I just don't feel like it's, oh, what's wrong with the direction? Like, I can't even see the white in the camera. At least not very well. I have to kind of, you know, really focus on it. So most of this pattern is white. So with white not showing up, that's kind of a problem. So I've decided to not do this, and I'm going to restart it on 40 count Lagoon, because if you saw my 12 by 12 whip parade, I know white shows up on this very, very well. And this is a gorgeous color. It's just a darker version of this, so it's still one of my favorite colors. And I think it's gonna, the only thing is I'll have to see if those blues will show up on here. And if not, then I might have to change the blues, but those are a smaller part of the pattern, and that I have tons of, based on my patchwork, I have tons of blues to choose from. So I will find some blues that will show up on this. So I'm thinking about maybe restarting that this month just to get it back to at least this, which would take me, you know, an hour and a half maybe to get it back. And then when I come back to it, like at 12 by 12 of this coming year or something, then it's not like I lost any time, you know, it's back where it started. And what's kind of nice too is that it completely will fit on a 9 by 13 piece. I already found the center just to get ahead and get it up. So a 9 by 13 piece will fit this pattern. It'll be a little tight on the sides, but enough. It'll be enough. So I love when things fit on like standard cuts. Oh, that was the other thing too with the Gnome. She, I think he just yawned, sorry. This also is a 9x13 cut, a 46 count, and she will fit perfectly on this with 2.5 inch border, I think, all the way around. Or it's like 2 inch down here and 2. I also forgot to say I am not doing the background on her, all the stitching on the background, which is 45% of the pattern. I put it into Pattern Keeper and highlighted all of the brown. 45% of the pattern is that background. So I think on my Pattern Keeper it says I'm like 56% done or something. I'm not. Or no, 54% done. I'm not. I'm 54 minus 45% done. But yeah, so she fits perfectly on a 46 count piece of 9x13. So I just love when that kind of thing happens, because then I don't have to worry about, did I start in the right place and how much border am I gonna have? And also the edge is already all serged. So I'm restarting Let's Talk Stitching. And then the other one I'm restarting kind of hurts my heart, but I was never working on it. And the times I did work on it, I was frustrated by it. So I already had this piece of fabric in my stash. I'm restarting Shores of Hawker and Hallow, which I talked about in my 12x12, my last video. So I started this New Year's Day, 2021. New Year's Day, 2021. And since then, all I had done was the outline block and the tippy top of the lighthouse. That was it. On 32 count platinum. I started on 32 count platinum, which was a gift. Super appreciative of it. But I was not working on it. The piece of fabric, was humongous, cut to size. I think this pattern's like 371 by 276 or something. It's something huge. Most of the Hawker and Hallows are. And it was too much. So, but I was committed. I was like, no, I want it big. It's gonna be fine. Well, then Mom and I went to the Dying to Stitch, which is like 20 minutes from here. Mom and I went to Dying to Stitch when she was here, and on the wall, they have tons of models. It's gorgeous, tons of models. Multiple Hawker and Hallows as models on 40 count. I was like, oh, including this one. They have this model stitched on 40 count. I was like, dang it, that looks really good. And it's one strand. I would be able to do it a lot faster. I would actually probably work on it. So after that trip, I was like, okay, let me go see. And I happen to have in my stash 40 count platinum, which this is on, I started on 32 count platinum. So I had this, the fact that I had the right size in my stash, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna restart. So I haven't restarted it yet, but that's even here though, so this is an 18, oh, here it is. Shores of Hawker and Hallow, yes, 278 by 371. So on 40 count, the fabric that I need is 18 by 22 and a half. So, this is still gonna be, so then minus like 5 inches. That's a little bit more than 5, but you get the idea. That is still what it's gonna be on 40 count. So just knowing if I actually want to work on it and get it done, I'm doing this. So I also hope to catch back up to where I was on that. But at least, when do I have, I forget exactly when I have Shores of Hawker and Hallow scheduled. I think I have it scheduled for July or August. I would like to be caught back up to where I was by that point, so then when I'm working on it and trying to get to my goal, I'm not restarting it then. I'm kind of back where I was. So those are my plans, slash, haul sorta. And then the last thing I have is to show you what I'm gonna be taking to get finished at Keepsakes. So I'm trying to see the best way to do this. I think I'm just gonna start from the pile here. So whenever I go to like Michael's or Keepsakes, but Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Joann's or any kind of store like that, if they have something on sale that I could see potentially finishing a piece of cross stitch on, I'll kind of go ahead and buy it. Not excessively, but like if there's something that, I'm like, okay, I could definitely see something eventually being on this and it's $3 and I'm already here, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it. So I have this kind of like plastic bin that kind of houses all of my potential, you know, to be finished on pieces. And when we officially decided that we were gonna go to Ohio, I'm like, okay, I haven't had anything officially like FFO'd in such a long time that I wanna make the most out of this. So I pulled out that box, I pulled out my bin that has all of my unfinished pieces, and I just tried to start matching stuff up. And I was able to match up a good bit, which I'm super excited about, because there are things that like I didn't even have any idea for until I started pulling stuff out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that works. You know, I love when that happens. So one of the things, this piece is Fine Wine, one of my very first official design for Georgia Girl Stitching Designs, which you can get on my Gumroad, which I have linked down below. So this is my first design. I had this in my stash, my finished stash, that I bought, when was this? I bought this 2021. And it fits perfectly on it. So I'll try and see if I can get the edges down. So it'll fit. It fits just perfect. And then I'll have that red on the top, which matches the wine glass. So that's finished number one. And then I'll have, maybe she'll do like some cording. I give Barbara a good bit of creative freedom with my finishes. Like, I have the thing, I want this on this, go. You know, if you think cording would look good on it, or no cording or fabric, you know, like, I trust you. So that's one. And then this is a freebie from Shane and Christine Designs, Thankful and Blessed. I finished this kind of on I think it was like a start and finish within like 2 days on a whim, 2021. And I had gotten this at some point from Michael's for like a small that hangs. And this is gonna fit perfectly. Right underneath, obviously straight, and so you can still see the pretty pumpkins, but covering the fall words. So I can actually have this out for fall time. That's number two, super excited about that. I did do my own colors for this, but they fit, I didn't have the exact called for DMC, but they're the colors, they follow the same color scheme as her called for. And I think you get that on her website or her Facebook page. Okay. And then this one is another one of my designs, Paws in Plaid. Stitched this for Tinky, our dog. All of his stuff's kind of in green plaid. So I designed this over Christmas and stitched it up. And then I'm gonna have her turn it into just a little like flat fold ornament. But I went to Hobby Lobby and I found this fabric to back it with. So that'll go on the back side of the ornament. And then I got like a fat quarter of it or something just so I can have extra for other things. So gonna have that fabric. So excited about that. And then this one, I have to still get her input on. I'm hoping it'll work, but if not, then this won't happen. But I'm taking it just in case. So this is a frame that we used during our wedding that had like one of our signs during our wedding, and it has this really cool like wave pattern on the side, and just like love the style, but the back is a little weird, like slides out. So I'm not totally sure if this will work for cross stitch, but if it does, then what's gonna go in it is Summer by the Shore by Cottage Garden Samplings. I stitched this for David after his ODS adventure. He's a physician in the Navy, and so he had to go to ODS, and I put his ODS info on the pedestal and changed some of the colors in the water. But I asked him, how do you want this finished? You know, because it's your piece, I did it for you, so how do you want it finished? And he really wanted it framed. I was kind of thinking we would do something different with it, but he really wants it framed. So I was going through, I found this frame, and so theoretically it'll go right in there. So if she's able to, if not, then I'll find a different frame for it. I'm gonna leave it with her and then I'll send her another frame or something. But yeah, so that's another one, another hopeful. And then this is the frame that I'm gonna use for love for my friends, and just something simple. It actually fit in the opening. I wanted to find something kind of like simple wedding, like hers is gonna be like a pretty semi-formal wedding. So I wanted to kind of match her aesthetic. So we'll kind of go like that in the frame. And this was this is a good deal at Michael's. I mean, like, I haven't even broken the plastic on it. Doesn't have the price on here. I think it was like $6 or something. But it looks really nice, and it'll fit that nicely. So there's that one. And then this piece I got, I need to take the tag off, a couple years ago during fall at, I think, Michael's. And I just thought it was cute, like this little wood pumpkin. Well, guess what fits nicely on it? Which I had no idea how this would ever get finished. This is Pumpkin Spice from Colour&Cotton Designs, which I think that'll just be so dang cute on there to bring out during fall. Which I actually don't have a lot of like fall stitching decor, so I'm really excited to have some things to bring out during fall. The only change I made to this pattern is I made this was pinks and the white for the plaid. I changed it to black and red and white for UGA, because go dogs. And most of in UGA football is during the fall, so, and yes, that is, I did not have to change the colors of the cup. It already came like that, which is my main attraction to this piece. So Colour&Cotton knows me. So yeah, so there's that one. And then this one, I'm so sorry, I failed to mention this one. My dad absolutely loved this piece. I'm so sorry I didn't say that on my last video. People were like, how'd your dad like it? How'd your dad like it? He loved it. He absolutely loved it. It was a huge success. I'm so sorry I didn't say that explicitly, but yes, he absolutely loved it. And when mom came, she brought me the frame that he made for it. So I don't have a good way of showing the cross stitch on it, but this is the frame that dad made. So he, the glass is a little reflective, but that wood is burned. Like he uses like a, I don't know, like a blowtorch or something, and actually like burns the wood to the darkness that he wants. So he created an 8x10 frame that will fit the cross stitch piece, and then he blackened it to the point that he wanted for this piece, which is why I didn't even bother trying to buy him one. I knew he would do exactly what would be perfect for it. So if you want to see this process, like what this actually looks like, the process of it, on his website, he has a tab about talking about how he does this and like the method behind it. So I'll link his website down below if you're interested in that. So, and then the piece will go, you can kind of see in general what it'll look like. So yeah, so that's gonna get safely taken to keepsakes. And then last but not least, you all have, if you're returning, if you're new, you probably have not, but my Patchwork, she's going to get finished. I'm so excited. I'm so glad we decided. My main motivation, like when David said, I really want to see Luke in Ohio, I'm like, great, let's go, because I need to get to keepsakes and see my people. And I had no idea how I was gonna get the finishing piece for this to keepsakes without just hand delivering it, because I will be finishing it on this. So this was from like a local crafts, it's one of those like permanent arts and crafts fairs, like indoor permanent arts and crafts near my parents' house. And they got this for me for Christmas one year. And this piece was the inspiration for my conversion of Patchwork. So it seemed only fitting to finish Patchwork on its inspiration. And it's not too big, like you'll still see the paint around the piece. Like it's not gonna cover, the way I'm about to show it's gonna look like it is, but the way I'll have Barbara finish it, she won't use this whole border or anything. But it's hard to, so it's gonna go on it, but she's not gonna finish it. Like you'll still see the paint above and below it, but you kind of get a general idea of what it's gonna look like. I'm so excited. So it's so fun. I get to hand deliver this, and then hopefully, did I show you the back? Oh my gosh, I was showing you the back. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, it's like I've never done this before. My Patchwork. So I get to hand deliver this. I don't have to worry about shipping it. And then my parents are hopefully making a trip up to Cincinnati at some point, officially, and they get to pick it up and bring it to me at some point. So yes, I am so glad that this will never have to go in the mail. One more time, because I love looking at it. So all together, I will be bringing 9 pieces for Barbara to finish. But again, they're not all going to be returned at the exact same time. So like the autumn ones, like I'm not gonna tell her like I don't need those until September, you know? So meanwhile, like Dad's, I want that back ASAP, you know? So yeah, so super excited to get to Keepsakes. If you're in the area, I'll be there all day Saturday, just hanging out and nothing like official or anything, just get my Keepsakes fix as much as I can. So I think that's everything before the sharing. I did have some haul. I just got some of like Colour&Cotton's grab bags, and I got their fabric of the month, but I did not bring those over. So and at this point, we're about to get the next fabric of the month. So, so the sharing for this month is, I was going through my stash and I realized I actually have 2 of these. So I don't need 2. So I'm gonna give one away to you guys. And if you're like me and are sick and tired of this cold weather and are dreaming of a beach, or if you're in the southern hemisphere and enjoying the warm weather and are at the beach, I have A Day at the Beach by Country Cottage Needleworks. So this is a duplicate. If you would like this, use the word beach, and I will announce the winners in my February video. I really do love this pattern. I'm excited to do it at some point. It's on my to be stitched list. So if you want this, use the word beach. I think that's everything. I thought this might be a short-ish video, but I talked too much. So, and I had a lot of fun extra stuff to show you. So yeah, so I think that's everything for January. If you have any questions about anything that I showed, please feel free to comment or message me. I'm happy to share everything that I can. And I just really enjoy chatting with all of you. So if you have anything else, just let me know. And I hope you all have a wonderful February and stay warm or cool wherever you are. And happy stitching, everyone. Bye.